Dear students, today we are going to see few properties of determinants. So what we are waiting for? Let us start. So the first property of determinant that we are going to study today is, just keep in mind that determinant of A is always equal to determinant of A transpose. Now what do you mean by A transpose? We have already studied it before, but just one example here in order to understand it. Let us say if A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, then what will be our A transpose? So our A transpose in this case will be, now whatever first row is there, we are going to write it column wise, 1, 2, similarly for the second row 3, 4, and if we find determinant of A and A transpose, both are going to be same. Next property is, a square matrix A is invertible if and only if determinant of A is non-zero. Now what do you mean by invertible matrix? So the basic definition is, suppose we are having certain matrix A, let us say, then this matrix is said to be invertible if we are able to find if there exists some matrix B for which A multiplied by B is equal to identity matrix, which is further equal to B multiplied by A, then such a matrix B is called as inverse of the matrix A. But the question is, when does this inverse exist? It exists if the given matrix has determinant non-zero. Let us see one example. So over here we are having a matrix A. Now how to find the determinant in this case? Now whatever our usual method is there, we find the determinant with the help of the first row. So same thing we will do here. So first of all I am having 1 over here, so I will write 1, determinant of what? So just delete the first row and first column. Now which are rows and which are columns? Yeah, these are called as rows. Okay, so there are 3 rows and these are called as columns, right? So our first row is what? 1, 2, 3. So we are going to take the help of that 1, 2, 3 in order to find the determinant. So the first entry in the first row is 1, thus I am writing 1 over here. Now just see that 1 is present in the first row and in the first column. I mean it is an entry at first row and first column. So we are going to delete first row and first column over here, and the leftover entries I will write here. So you can see that if I delete my first row and if I delete my first column, what is left out? 0, minus 1, 1 and 0. Next, now we are having alternate plus or minus sign, just keep it in mind. So now next entry in the first row is 2, so I will write minus 2 over here because alternate plus or minus sign. So initially I wrote only 1 over here, in fact plus 1. Next I am writing minus 2. Now the next term over here will be plus 3 and determinant of some matrix. Now in this case what matrix I should write here? Now you can see that just delete the first row and second column because the position of this entry 2 is in the first row and second column. Thus we are going to delete the first row and second column. So whatever entries are left, that I will write. So over here 1, minus 1, 1 and 0. Next plus 3. Now again delete first row and third column in this case. So what is left out? 1, 0, 1, 1. Now simply go on solving, which is equal to 1. Now what will be determinant of this matrix? So 0 multiplied by 0, that is 0, minus 1 multiplied by minus 1, which is minus 1, bracket close, minus 2 inside the bracket, 1 multiplied by 0 is 0, minus 1 multiplied by minus 1, which is minus 1, plus 3, 1 multiplied by 1 is 1 and 1 multiplied by 0 is 0, so minus 0. So 1 minus 0, which will be 1, so which is further equal to 1 multiplied by 1 minus 2 multiplied by this minus and minus will become plus, so simply 1 plus 3, which is equal to, so this is 1, this is 3, so 3 plus 1 is 4 and minus 2, it is going to be 2. So in this case you can see that determinant of our matrix is 2, which is non-zero. Thus we can conclude that A is invertible. Therefore A is invertible. Okay. So whenever our matrix A is invertible, determinant is non-zero, or if you want to check whether certain matrix is invertible or not, simply find the determinant. If that determinant is non-zero, then we can say that A is an invertible matrix. Now the question is how to find this inverse of A, that is nothing but how to find the matrix B such that AB is equal to I, which is equal to BA. That we are going to see a little bit later on. Now first of all we are going to focus on the definition of minor. Now what exactly minor is? So definition is simple. What does the definition say? If A is equal to Aij is our matrix of order n, if A is equal to Aij is a matrix of order n, now whenever we say minor of an element of a matrix. I mean in this case you can see how many entries are there in this matrix. There are 9 entries, so we can find 9 minors corresponding to each element, or you can say each entry of the matrix. Now what exactly minor is? So minor of the element Aij is nothing but, remember, it is determinant of a matrix Aij. Now the question is, what is the matrix Aij? So it is simple. So this matrix Aij is obtained by deleting ith row and jth column. So let us immediately see an example so that the idea will be more clear. Now first of all we will find the minor A11. We will find the minor of the element A11. Now in our case, what is the element A11? Now see, this matrix A can be written as, if I want to give some notation to these entries, somewhat like this as given in the definition. So this is our A11 entry, this is our A12, and this is our A13 entry. Now what does this A11 mean? A11 means that A11 is an entry of first row first column, A12 means it is an entry of first row second column. Similarly A13 means it is an entry of first row third column. Similarly over here we will have A21, A22, A23, A31, A32 and A33. Now in order to find minor of this element A11, in our case A11 is nothing but 1 itself. So in order to find the minor of that, we should find the matrix A11. Now what is the matrix A11? A11 is nothing but a matrix obtained by deleting first row and first column, and this exactly matrix we are going to get. So that is nothing but 0, -1, 1, 0, and the determinant of this matrix will be minor of element A11. So you can say minor of A11 in this case, minor of 1, that is A11 which is equal to 1 is nothing but, if you want I will write it inside the bracket, minor of A11 will be equal to determinant of A11, and that will be nothing but 1. Similarly you can find minor of the element 2 as well. Okay, and now I will directly go for the determinant itself. So the minor of the element 2 in this case, that is nothing but determinant of A12, because what is the position of this 2? It is in first row and second column. So therefore minor of 2 will be determinant of A12 directly, and this will be equal to determinant of 1 - 1, 1, 0, and which is also, it is determinant, right, and it is also 1. So this is how we can proceed, right? Similarly you can find a rest of the minors. Similarly you can go for minor of the element -1 as well. So what will be minor of that element? Now you should be careful. So actually that is nothing but the A23 entry, right? So thus minor of that element -1 will be determinant of A23. So in order to get it, we are supposed to delete second row and third column. So if I delete this second row and this third column, so what I am going to get? 1, 2, 1, 1, and determinant of this matrix will be minor of -1. So this is how you find minors. So rest of the minus are homework, you can try it on your own. Now moving towards the next definition, that is nothing but the cofactor. Now see, this you have already studied before, so we are going a little bit faster. Now what do you mean by cofactor? We will take the same matrix, okay, A, which was equal to 1 2 3 1 0 minus 1 and 1 1 0. Now if A is equal to Aij is a matrix of order n, then cofactor of an element Aij. Now similarly, as minor, we were talking about minor of an element, so over here also we talk about cofactor of an element. So what is cofactor of an element Aij? Now in this case it is denoted by Mij, and what exactly is the formula of Mij? Mij is nothing but minus 1 raised to I plus j determinant of Aij, and you know determinant of Aij is nothing but minor of a element Aij, right? So now let us find some cofactors. Now what will be cofactor of a element 1? I mean I am talking about this one, so it will be m11, okay. So there is a reason why this m11 notation is given. It means that A is minor of a element in the first row and first column, and that is nothing but this entry 1. So according to the formula it will be minus 1 raised to simply you are supposed to add this 1 and 1, so 1 plus 1 and determinant of A11. I think we already found out determinant of A11, that was nothing but 1 itself. So it will be minus 1 square multiplied by 1, which is nothing but 1, and that is nothing but our m11. As you can see here, we got 1, right? Now the next thing is, what about m12? Similarly we can find m12 as well, okay, m12, m13. Let us go out of the box and let us try to think what will be m32. Okay, now whenever I say m32, we are supposed to see the element in the third row and second column. So which is the element in the third row? This is our third row and this is our second column. So this is that entry, right? The A32 entry, let us say. So minor of that element will be equal to, again it will be minus 1 raised to 3 plus 2 in this case, and determinant of A32, which is equal to, now minus 1 raised to 5 will be minus 1, so I will write minus and determinant of. Now delete third row and second column. So if we delete this third row and second column, so what is left out? So we are left with 1 3 1 minus 1, and once you solve this you are going to get the cofactor, that is m32. So this is how you can find cofactor of each and every element of a matrix. So in all we are going to get 9 cofactors, m11, m12 and so on up to m33, isn't it? And if we put this all the cofactors in one matrix, let us say, I mean I am talking about matrix of cofactors, somewhat like this, starting from let us say this is m11, this is m12, m13, and continuing over here we will have m21, m22, m23. Over here we will have m31, m32 and m33. Okay, so this is nothing but, this is called as matrix of cofactors, and if we take transpose of this we get adjoint of A, and that is nothing but our next definition. So transpose of this matrix of cofactor is nothing but our adjoint of A, and that is given in the next definition. So as you can see here, if A is equal to Aij is our matrix, then adjoint of A is denoted by this. I think that you are already familiar with this adjoint of A concept, and then this adjoint of A is defined as the Mij transpose, where this matrix Mij is nothing but matrix of cofactors. So we have already discussed the example over here, so we will not go for an example. Now moving towards the next note. Now as we talked before regarding the definition of invertible matrix, so there I asked you one question. We were interested in finding what? Suppose we are having certain matrix A and we know that the determinant of this matrix is non-zero, and we know that the inverse exists. I mean, there exists a matrix B such that A multiplied by B is equal to I, which is equal to B multiplied by A. And the question is, what exactly is this matrix B? And that matrix B is given by this formula. This B is nothing but 1 upon determinant of A multiplied by adjoint of A. And this B is called as inverse of A. So this is been given a standard notation throughout the world, and that is nothing but A inverse, isn't it? Because it is the inverse of A, therefore this notation is given. So instead of calling it as B, the most notation probably in most of the books, the notation that will come across is A inverse. Okay, so whenever determinant is non-zero, there will exist A inverse such that this will happen. And we will not go in details of the examples because you have solved many examples on this. Still, you can try whatever the example we have started with, whose determinant was 2, right? So you can try to find the inverse of that. I think that I'll leave for homework. Okay, solve it and send me the solution. Now moving towards the next property. The sixth property says that determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A multiplied by determinant of B. Now what is the meaning of this? Meaning is simple. Suppose you are having, let us say, two matrices A and B, okay, and we are interested in finding determinant of A multiplied by B. And suppose let us say you are not in a mood to find the multiplication, because what is our usual method? If matrix A is given, if matrix B is given, and if determinant of A multiplied by B is asked, what we will do is, first of all we will find multiplication of A and B. A and B is a multiplication upon शोधणार, and then we will find the determinant. But there is one more easier way. Instead of finding the multiplication of A and B, you find determinant of A and you find determinant of B, and that's it. And simply take the multiplication of that, and you are going to get what? The determinant of this multiplication, that is A multiplied by B. Very important property, we will be using it in most of the examples and theorems that we are going to come across in the future.